For the first few minutes, I like to begin the project process with sharpening my pencil. This is when I relax and begin to refine how I will plan out the project on the paper. Then I'll grab a sheet of construction paper that I have available in my shop. I also like to grab the calibrated plastic ruler that I have just laying around. Here is where I transfer the ideas and dimensions that I have within my mind, with every stroke and pencil lead firmly scribing how the jig fixture will be in its final measurement. I will carefully course the numerical measurements to have a reference before cutting the jig fixture to finished size. After having the idea laid out on paper, I will then select a piece of scrap lumber. In this case, I have selected to use a piece of 3/4 inch scrap plywood. Once one edge is squared up and trued, I will bring the piece to final dimension. Oftentimes, the process of making a jig fixture calls for ripping the wood to dimensional width. I like to take care in making sure that the fence is secure along with all my body parts are free from the rotating blade. I often like to double check to make sure that the height of the blade is about 1/4 inch above the wood stock that I'm cutting. This allows for me to feel more confident that the rotating blade isn't overexposed for my personal safety. Before sanding, I like to go to the bandsaw to remove any excess cut off stock. This allows me to have much more enjoyable time while processing through the sanding process. I mean, let's face it, we all love to sand, right? Well, not all of us, but let's just face it, if we can eliminate the extra sanding, why not do it? And if we have a bandsaw, why not use it? After using the bandsaw, I'll take the opportunity to sand the piece to its final size. I also like to take the video camera for a ride on the piece of lumber. This is such a wonderful experience for expensive equipment to be quickly reminded what could happen if I decided it was no longer needed within the shop. In all fairness, this was a way to show that sanding can be fun if you employ a different attitude and humorous approach. Now, let's be serious here. What I'm doing is I'm sanding down to the line, which I described earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process with another piece of wood that I also had cut earlier as well. Once the sanding is finished, I will match up both pieces of lumber to make sure that they are in the dimension I had planned out earlier. I will then go through the process of writing down the dimensions for a quick reference to make sure that the next process is much easier. It is safe to say that when you are working to create a jig, winning beauty awards isn't existent. These marks and scribbles are for your reference and not for the displaying as some vintage pieces of furniture are. Rather, they're to be shown as a way to quickly work through the project, making the processes much easier. Now, if you're wanting to receive a beauty award for your wooden jig, be sure to share with your spouse, friend, or partner. They will be sure to remind you that this is a piece of lumber which resembles that it came from a tree. We all love trees, and as we take one, let's remember that we need to plant one. Once I'm finished taking and marking down all the dimensions which I had referenced earlier, on the piece of lumber, I'll then begin to install the toe piece, which is going to be there to secure the lumber to the end of the jig. Now here I'm using pocket screws, and I just love pocket screws. I know, they're a little more expensive for this purpose, but when you like something so much, why not use it? And in this case, pocket screws are my choice.
Okay, now I have my jigs all made up. I have my second jig and my first jig. And basically what I did here was I had taken and wrote on there what side the fence was going to be on. And then I wrote first jig, and then this is going to be the first, so this is going to be the side that goes through the table saw. And then I have my end here for where the board fits on the back of it. So, and then of course I wrote the word last on there. And that's just basically a reference to know this is the first place or first piece of wood that's going to go through the first cut. Again, we're going to be cutting 20 boards, and so all 20 boards are going to go through this first jig, and then all 20 boards will go through the second jig. And it's just very important to mark on there what side the fence is on, and then as well as, you know, the second jig, because when we cut these, we have 3 1/8 inch on the top and 2 7/8 3/8 of an inch on the bottom on the second jig. And then on the first jig, we have the reverse, which is 2 7/8 on the top and 3 1/8 on the bottom. So, and then basically all I did was I took a piece of scrap wood and cut it just so I had like a little toe. Let's go to the camera there. I had like a little toe out on the jig. So, and then I just glued and screwed that in there. And so yeah, that's all there is to it and making the jigs for the wooden bucket. And next video I'll have up will be actually cutting and making the bucket. Now I do have a prototype, and let me go get that real quick for you, and then I'll show you the prototype that I have. And so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and here is the prototype of the wooden bucket I made. You can kind of see I don't have a bottom in there, but hopefully you can see here with the camera. These are the 20 boards, which are basically the size like this. They're 11.5 inches long for be 18 of the boards, and then 13 inches long for 2 of the boards. And they're cut at a 9-degree angle on each side. And then on the bottom here we have, I will mark that dimension on there later on when we go ahead and actually cut and make the buckets. For this video, I just want to make sure that I concentrated on showing you how simple it is to make these jigs. So the next video that'll be up will be about making the wooden bucket. And like I said, this is a prototype of what it is. I still got to drill some holes for a handle so that way we can, you know, demonstrate what it's for. And these are great for like craft shows, for planters. You can plant flowers in them. You can put a plastic insert, which, you know, make a good planter. I don't know as though I'd probably put water in it, but I guess you probably could if you really wanted to. But of course, you'll want to make sure you put a bottom in it. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And again, my name is Nicholas Gomez, and I really hope that you got something out of this. Now, if you would take a minute, either like, subscribe, share this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. I really enjoy too if you make comments. So feel free to do so, and I'll get right back with you. Thanks again. Have a great day.
To learn more about this project and others that I've created, be sure to check out my website. My website is www.nicholasgomez.com.